Hello guys, and welcome back to Archean once again. So this time I think we are going to keep working on the submarine. It's a long way from being an actual submarine, although I really like how it's turning out to be. So I was thinking of today making the actual useful stuff for the submarine and maybe some of the code and functionality. First things first, I think we should start by subdividing this volume here. It's really good to have this closed off because we don't want the bad water going to the batteries, I guess. Let's start by subdividing these volumes. I think I'll need the center of mass display just so I kinda know where the middle is. And then we are going to subdivide this in three and then two of those partitions into two more, so it will be five in total. The middle one is just not going to change very much. Basically, we will just fill it up and empty it down, I guess. So we can go up and down in the water. We won't be controlling our angles with this, basically. So I have the middle partition, and it has this kind of duct, goes all the way around and connects to the other side. Then we have this front partition, which is kind of very big compared to the other, and this back partition too, also big, but I'm going to divide them into each of them. So the reason I'm separating these and the front partitions is because I want to control the row of the submarine by having different amount of water in different compartments. Okay, so we now have 6 spaces, not volumes, because we need to put this volume stuff in each one of them. So this first one is 60 cubic meters. Then this middle one is 240 cubic meters. That's way more than I thought it was going to be. But okay, it's also for both sides. So the front one is more like 128 cubic meters. And this back one is also 240 cubic meters. Okay, it's kinda way more volume on the back. Something I really wasn't planning for. It's really not well balanced. I could expand the middle section maybe towards the back. In fact, it looks like it's very wrong. Looks like it needs 2 more blocks towards the back. So something like this, maybe. I think I'm going to change this so that we have better distributed weight. Yeah, so now this middle 60 meters, isn't it? Connecting to the other side? I made it bigger. Why didn't it go down? And this has gone down to 87. This is connected, right? If I put it here, it says the same thing. Yeah, so I guess it was misreading somehow, totally bogus number. Maybe the back and the middle were connected. I didn't realize this, and during the change I kind of fixed it, something like that. Anyway, now it's good. I'm also playing on the experimental version 100. It has some really cool new stuff, which is the triangle block. But since it's kind of new, I'm not going to use this, but just to show. So you select like 3 places and then direction, and it kind of does this very thin triangle. Isn't very useful, honestly, because the triangle is so thin and you can't make it bigger, but it's still cool. I think it's nice. So all volumes placed. Also going to need some fluid ports and pumps and so on, so we can actually move fluids between here and the outside. Also need the routers. I mentioned last episode that maybe 2 mini routers or something like that would work for us. Let's see how big they are. I got a bunch of stuff. I decided to already prepare for most systems I'm going to make. Let's start with the compartments where we were before I cut the video. So first of all, we need to do some ports in all compartments to the outside. Maybe put on the side, I think may be interesting. And I want to do as low as possible because the bottom part is almost certainly going to be underwater, and I want to have the part going into the water. So maybe let's actually put something like here for the back parts. So yeah, right beside the rudder. Okay, so one done. The other one, maybe we can put it somewhere over here, also kind of close to the rudder. I'm basically thinking that we actually need some pumps, and actually I need many more fluid ports now that I think about it, because you know, we need one port on the outside and one on the inside. So for example, here we would have the port, a pump, and the port to this volume. Maybe something this would be cool. Although yeah, I'm thinking of making vertical. So maybe remove this volume from here, pump, go here, then the port like this. And then it's all connected. That's the same on this side. Then we can put the volume like right on the side or something like that. Yeah, and then connect all of this together with fluid pipes right here. I don't remember being so loud. We have two container compartments done. Let's do the front ones now. I think this is a good place to put it. So let's move all of this. Wow, that's a lot to remove. Okay, and it's also really nicely. Really don't want to mess the outside. Maybe we can put the port over here and the pump and the other parts on the actual container compartment. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way. So we can put the outside parts here, rebuild all of this, and then the pumps and inside parts. It would be really useful to have other pumps available, but that requires some materials that we do not have. So yeah, I would really want to have better pumps, like triple pumps, probably small ones, because then we can fill this up and empty it again much faster. But that takes, I think, aluminum or tungstenium, and we don't have whatever it needs. So here it takes titanium. That's it. Really want the pump to be centered, and the volume here is kind of getting on the way. So I think maybe putting the port here is the right call. It could be over here or one block forward. Either of those would work. I want the block forward one. Yeah, just like that. Actually, no. I thought for a moment that this would get in the way. Kinda does, because it's not centered. I really don't want to have this random space here. Maybe put two parts and one of them is just for show. So like this. Yeah, it's kind of weird, but okay. I could use both of them by using a fluid junction, but it's already so tight there. I don't want to put one of these giant stuff here. Another idea I have is to use the compartments to balance the submarine, right? So I need to like empty one and fill another one of those quickly. So I'm thinking of putting fluid parts between them. But now that I think this is going to be for later, let's see if the router fits. The router doesn't. Yeah, the computer is on the way. It's okay. We can use two mini routers or something like that. If we need more, I think we'll have space for more. Yeah, the mini routers will fit nicely. Okay, I'm going to put them like this. Maybe the ports on the side so it doesn't show as much. All of the power ports to the same side, which is to this one. This is going to work nicely. If we need, we can put another router here and one more in each side. But I really think two mini routers will be quite enough. Maybe next, let's do... Oh, the item conveyor is actually a nice one. So I was thinking of putting over here, but I already see that would be a problem. Maybe put it over here. How would this look? Bad, but I kind of need it to be in between the container and the docking part, right? Because that's how we are going to transfer items, and we need a conveyor. Maybe actually we can put on the ship. Maybe we don't need one on the submarine, which would be preferable, like over here. Let me decide some stuff and I'll come back to you. Okay, I planned everything. I even made a file for keeping progress. It's kind of like 4-part program, which is going to take a lot of time. I think I'll try and make everything on this episode. It is getting darker, but I also have some stuff that I want to do during nighttime. The first thing, there's a problem with how computers vectors load in and the components load in, and basically when I start up the game again, the docking parts like default to not being armed. So I even put in the programming here for every tick it's update if it's armed or not. But in that split second where maybe this computer hasn't loaded in yet or something like that, the docking parts just disconnect, which will be a very big problem once we are in the sea. I am thinking of a solution, like code-based solution, but for now I think this means our priority is to make the auto-docking procedure, so I can just like log in and push a button or something like that and just dock the submarine again. So let's try and do this. So first things first, I'm going to need a beacon, both in the crane and one in the submarine. Let's try maybe like this, or maybe in front of here. Yeah, I think I prefer the front. So it will be, yeah, I think it's time to reveal the name of the ship. This will be the Aaahh ship, and it's going to transmit something like this frequency too. It's going to receive from the submarine pontos. This here I can rename Thalassa or Falassa or whatever. Just kind of hard names to remember, but it's okay. To make things easy for me, I think I need to put the beacons on the same location in relation to the docking part. I was thinking of putting it inside the roof there. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's perfect. And afterwards I can make something so it doesn't look as bad as it does right now. Put the values I want here. So transmit pontos at its frequency to receive from Falassa, and Falassa will receive from pontos. Perfect. So now basically they will communicate once both have power. Yeah, perfect. Okay, now everything's hooked up. We can start the coding, which everyone loves, I'm sure. Actually, there's one more thing. We need a button to start the docking, auto-docking. I'm going to make a label on top of that afterwards. I'm curious, what's the... Okay, yeah, this wasn't showing up. Don't think I like it. So maybe actually let's put a dashboard button here. Let's see how good that would look. Not very good. I really don't like it. But the dashboard is hooked up. I really don't want to remove the dashboard. I don't even know how to do it apparently. Where is the dashboard? I can't remove it. Do I have to remove everything from it? But anyway, I was thinking actually of putting the button over here. Let's call it auto. Single pulse. Don't know what that means. I think it's like toggle or something like that. Maybe. Don't know. For autodock, we want to find the distance between the two beacons. Move the crane towards the direction, right? So I have to find out how exactly the beacon returns these values, and then it's going to be autodocking and automatically updating. So this is obviously wrong in the z direction. Make the z first. 3 blocks above. Let's start the auto docking as 1. Okay, I think it's alright, but this needs to be active. Yeah. Now it's okay. This is cool. Okay, so this is really cool. Can now go downwards, just like nothing happened. Disarm this. So the submarine is something else, and auto dock. Yeah. The only thing is that the physics must be active. I don't know how to make it always be active, or at least send some kind of signal for it to be active. But this is okay. This is cool. This is going to be very useful. I can take this off my list. So beacon done. Now the next thing is item conveyor. The item conveyor to get items out of the submarine. I don't think this docking part needs to be active, right? I think you can safely remove this button. You can test it now that we have this neat little thing. Disarm and auto dock. and it's following into it's active, docks, and then homes. This is so cool. It's actually not homing, it's just that the levers are in the home position. So maybe after auto docking, let's start resetting. Okay, I broke my program. Now let's do the... I set conveyors in my notes, but I think I'm just going to connect a item cable here, because then the conveyor will be on the Thalassa. I think that would work. If it doesn't work, we can change it later. Oh my god, where am I? Perfect. Now it's connected this way. I think the conveyor needs more than just 2 blocks. Yeah, definitely. It's so big. Oh god, that's what she said. Maybe the conveyor can be over here. I think it will be over here. But for now, let's actually just put the item bridge, and we can think about the conveyor afterwards. After I move these containers to all over the ship, so the weight distribution stays put. Colors. No. Wait. Wow, that's different than the other ones. The other ones are more flexible. That's cool. I like it. What I don't like it is that it's made by these. That's ugly. Looks like I think it's called a caterpillar for cables or something like that. But yeah, ugly. Ugh. The game is in alpha, so it's okay. So that's the items kind of done for now. I won't take from my list, because I still have to change the containers and do the actual conveyor. But next thing, power share. So I don't know how that works. Never used docking parts like the right way. We need a few, probably, high volt junction, sorry, not junctions, the bridges. For now, we can still connect the high voltage battery from here. And I think I want a full port for power sharing, because I kind of want because then it will use the full throughput it can use to recharge the pontos from the Thalassa. There shouldn't be any reason for the Thalassa to charge off the pontos, but I don't think I can make it like directional. So let me get a high voltage bridge. I am certain that these cables are moving while I don't see them. Really certain of that. It's really annoying. I can turn that on and off, and the pontus should be completely charged now. Not that it had used much charge. Yeah, 100% charged. It's exactly the maximum capacity. So that's power sharing. Let me move that from my list. So first part of my list, which was docking, is done.
Excellent.
Now we are going to move to sensors. That's going to be a lot of sensors. So I have some interesting stuff here. First of all, angles. Actually, strike that. First of all, vehicle physics. Maybe let's put it like over here. Try and put all the sensors together. Although this is directional, I want to put it like this, with Z pointing forwards, as I'm a physicist, and physicists like Z pointing forwards. So this is really useful for us, because it has what mass, the vehicle is right now. So that's going to be really useful for us to know how much water we need to put on the compartments and when to remove it. Also has center of mass, apparently quite a bit off center, but that's okay. So we have a physics sensor that's pointing Z forwards. So using the right hand rule, we need a angle sensor that is something like this, right? No, like this. No, what? It's the same, isn't it? Yeah, it's the same. I need it to be like this, right? Yeah. It's exactly like this. So maybe I can put some stuff over here. Maybe center it. That's going to be a cool panel, I think. The speed sensor, I think, only gives like total speed, relative speed. Yeah. You probably want it, but it's not the most important one right now. So angular velocity sensor. That's also something else we are going to need, and apparently it uses this, it already gives us this 3-axis, which is great. You can put the same direction as the vehicle physics one. Oh, the center of mass is in relation to the sensor. will this be useful? I don't think so. Does have the size? Maybe we need the volume. Anyway, so we have angular velocity, done. Two altitude sensors, two of them because I want two of them. One of them is going to be for the drill, essentially. Oh, and we can put it right here. That's so good. Amazing. So the drill will have an altitude sensor because basically we really need knowledge on how far down it is. Because we want it to be exactly at like 0, right? 0 meters above the floor. So yeah, it will have its own altitude sensor, which will move with it. That's the main thing, but we also have an altitude sensor for us, and I want it to be really downwards here. So maybe something like this. We need the other tilt sensors for the other directions, which will be a thing in my ass, because it's hard to remember which way is which, and we need to do the right hand rule all the time. So okay, y is up, so up and positive. I'm doing the right hand rule right now, so it will need to be the exact opposite from this. So maybe we can put it right here on the ceiling like this. And for the other one, that's going to be a symmetry breaking one. So the other one is positive to the right, so we need positive the other way around. Let's remove the altitude sensor, put it like this maybe, and then the altitude sensor we can put it over here. Yeah, I think that's okay. And I think there are a few ones missing. Actually, I took a photo of my notes, not even a screenshot, just a photo. Because it was kind of getting hard to switch between Archean and my note-taking app. So we still need velocity and the density sensor. Forgot about it. I have one right here, and the density sensor is going outside. So this is going to be basically outside all of this entire volume. So maybe we can put on the other side of the drill. That would be neat and symmetric. I like this. Yeah, so the density sensor will be essentially to get the density of the water level we are at, because I am guessing the density changes with the depth. Real life would, but yeah, I'm not sure in Archean, but we can use that to simply estimate how much weight we should need. Linear velocity. Do you say on the 3-axis? Yeah, you do. Okay, so that's going to be a symmetry nightmare, because I don't have centered places to put you. I want to have the same axis as the other ones. So maybe let's put... I think right now would be a time to use the triangle because it's so thin, but I don't want to risk the experimental thing in this save. No, not really. So maybe we can put it like a little shelf here. Yeah, and everything is... Let me recenter this. And what else am I missing? Lamps. Yeah, lamps is in the sensor section because I totally forgot about them. And then it started getting dark, and I just need some section to put it. But also the mini nav instrument will be really useful. I think I'll put it here because it's more computer than sensor. Oh, it has direction. Okay, that's a lot of stuff. I think I'll use the nav instrument very little because it has quite a lot of... I can't put my shelf here. Okay, yeah, but it has quite a lot of information that I can't parse. It's too much for me. So where am I going to put this? Maybe like right here is okay. Yeah, now the lamps. And I'm going to use mostly these lamps, maybe one here, and that maybe actually a bit to the side so it already illuminates the drop-off. And we need one for this corridor, but the downwards lamp like this wouldn't work very well, I think. I'll try it, but maybe try and put like the other one close to the drop-off. No, it won't let me drop it, but that's a problem. Maybe like this. Will it? No, please. Okay, I can't. I think I can do it like this. I think that's going to look cool once I turn those on. And then the outside ones, some spotlights, and I think maybe some spotlights like this. And maybe some straight ones on the bottom here. Oh, it's really lagging. Yeah, the sunset is really lagging this game. Where's the spotlights? Spotlights? We don't have them. That's a lot of diodes, which takes plastic, I think. Oh, it takes LEDs, which take plastic, right? That's a lot of stuff. The spotlights time. Let's remove some of this front here. Okay, let's put as far apart as we can. Put the slopes back. I like the new 3D reveal, this slope, or all the blocks actually. It's so strange, it's way too, like, reflecty. I also have my spotlights off for some reason, so that's better. Now I have to connect all of it. Oh my god. Design is not exactly my forte, but okay, I'm thinking a little bit. Maybe let's try and like at least adapt the rest of it. Oh, this is going to be painful if I move it. I can't really move it. This one's terrible. Yeah, I think this one will stay like that. Okay, like this. Yeah, why not? So fucking ugly. Maybe I change everything to this style, so it doesn't look that terrible. Yeah, I think that's better. Maybe I can do better corners too. Something like these. This is so bad. Why can't I design proper things? I have one final hope. Yeah, my final hope was really bad, wasn't it? Ooh, pyramids. I never used pyramids. Something like that. Maybe nothing is the right way, right? Yeah, I think nothing is good. Nothing's great. Yeah, that's the best I can do. Sorry, gave it my best and it wasn't enough. Okay, so everything looks hooked up. Really like the feeling of this. So I also want to see how it looks when the room lights are, but the spotlights are on. Looks like underwater will be kind of moody when there isn't as much light coming back at us. And I like this. So let's configure a little bit of the light. Forgot about that one. Yeah, let's actually be on foot on the outside. The entrance is very well lit. This corridor is not, but it's very ominous. Oh my god, I'm kind of afraid of my own invention. Wow, this is so well lit. Okay, maybe let's change a little bit of the lighting. Yeah, maybe. Wait, I did change it. Like a deep blue. Yeah, kind of like this. But it's kind of weird too. Also, why? What? This is so weird. Oh, my shadow is blue. Why would my shadow be? Also, can't really Control C, Control V the color. Yeah, kind of. I really like the vibe of this. Oh god, I really like this. Okay, and now yeah, and I think the power is great, right? Yeah, it doesn't look like overlit or underlit either. I think I'll keep it at 200 for now, but when we are under the sea, I'll probably use way more powerful spotlights. So I think that's the lights done. I don't think I need outside lights for this. Yeah, I think that's done. And also we can appreciate a little bit of the Thalassa lights. Actually, I think last episode I didn't quite have dark time to show you how much this lights up the place. But yeah, it's really great. I think those ones are very well placed. Really, really nice. I think that sensor is done. Oh, I didn't connect the sensors. Oh, I did the lights and forgot the sensors. I don't think mini routers can go through data breaches. I think that's something I would like to see on the wiki. The mini router that communicates directly with a computer must be powered. Okay, the other one doesn't need to. Other routers in the chain don't require power and can be used as a data breach, while still being capable of resolving aliases and string reference. Yeah, so doesn't really answer my question, but I just had an idea because of that. Okay, so I'm going to need another mini router. Okay, so the idea here is that we have quite a lot of stuff that's moving and that needs data ports. So I'm going to use a router, a static router to move data from the moving parts to the computer. That's the idea. So if I can find what that is, fluid pump. All right, I have so many fluid pumps that need cabling. Where am I? Okay, so like this. Now I think everything that moves is connected. My god, I can get out of that claustrophobia hell. I'm finding really funny right now that I said I wouldn't have a lot of stuff to connect to routers, and like I have 3 mini routers. Like I'm not using half of them, but it's funny nonetheless. I'm not using half of them yet. Oh, I have to connect everything to... Oh my god. Everything's done in this room. The pilots, it's done. Yeah, everything's done. Oh, where was it there before?
Yes.
What the? You're always behind walls, and you are. Why do you do this to me? Okay, let's try again. Over here, over here, over here, over here. Such a mess. Such a cable mess. At least I have ports for everyone already. Okay, that one is full already. And I have 3 mini routers. How? Having so many data cables. And I have like a ton more. Because, okay, the fluid parts doesn't have data cables, right? So it's just the 5 pumps and the 5 volumes. So I have 10 more cables to go. That's a lot. Okay, maybe just go up. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm very happy that I'm going to need to name everything too, not only connect them. I'm going to do that when I need. Procrastination is my strength. Hidden. Oh, I used all of it. Okay, done. With all the cabling for everything, I think. Only way I'm going to find out if everything's correct is when I program and start to use the submarine. In fact, I already know something that's missing, which is the propeller. Just the rudder. I forgot about both of them. And the propeller takes high voltage, right? Yeah, I'm going to use the high voltage. So, I'm essentially using probably 2 full... No, not probably. 2 full mini routers for all the stuff that I need. And I said I wouldn't need that much as it seemed. I was terribly wrong. Okay, that was a lot. But that sensor is totally done. I would need to do that sometime anyway. So I guess it's work that needs to be done. What can I say? Let me see what's the next step. So sensors, angles done, velocity done, outside density done, velocity, vehicle physics done, 2 altitudes, 1 for the drill. Also lamps done. Now movements. Oof. That's a tricky one. Yeah, I think that's going to be for the next time. It's getting so late right now, and I already have like probably 4 or 5 hours of footage to go through. I'm going to fix this, and then we are going to end the episode. I really wish that cables aren't actually moving, because if they move, be so pissed off. Okay, so then, maybe I'll probably rename the so I will probably rename everything, all the sensors, computer, door, talking bars, beacon, propeller, everything. So the programming is much easier in the future. Actually possible because I'm using the router, so I have to rename stuff, and probably also move the containers to everywhere over the ship for the weight distribution stuff. I'm going to do that off camera probably because a lot of boring and hard to edit things. So until next time, thank you. I'm levitating. Magic. Bye bye.